Beloved brethren, when God's hand rests upon a man or woman, when he has chosen you from before the foundations of the world to be his own, there is a sacred calling that comes with this divine favor. Yet, this calling does not go unnoticed, for the enemy of your soul is ever watchful, seeking to challenge and disrupt your path. The devil's schemes target those marked by the blood of Christ, for the glory of their calling shines like a beacon, drawing his opposition. But fear not, for greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. Let us now reflect upon 5 holy treasures entrusted to us as vessels of God, and why we must safeguard them with diligence. 1. Your intimate communion with God. The sacred moments of communion with the Lord, those whispered prayers in the quiet of the night, the revelations received in solitude, are treasures beyond the value of earthly riches. These encounters are not merely experiences but profound exchanges between your heart and the Creator of the universe. They are moments when the veil between heaven and earth lifts, and your soul communes directly with God. Such moments are not to be shared carelessly or flaunted before others. Consider the Holy of Holies in the ancient temple, a sacred space where only the high priest could enter after careful preparation. To reveal the intimate details of your communion with God to those who lack spiritual understanding is to risk diminishing their sanctity and inviting irreverence. The world cannot comprehend the depth of these spiritual encounters. To disclose them freely may lead to mockery, distortion, or trivialization. Moreover, the enemy prowls like a roaring lion, waiting to exploit your vulnerability. Guard these moments of intimacy as Mary treasured the revelations about Jesus in her heart, pondering them in silence and reverence. Allow the Holy Spirit to guide you in discerning when and how to share your experiences, for some treasures are meant to remain between you and God alone. 2. Your deepest spiritual struggles. There are battles fought in the depths of the soul that only Christ can fully comprehend. These struggles, often hidden from the world, test your faith, perseverance, and reliance on God. They are not for public display, but are sacred encounters where God refines you in the crucible of his love. Consider Jacob's wrestling with the angel in the solitude of the night. This intense and transformative struggle was not for others to witness or understand. It was a personal encounter with God that shaped Jacob's destiny. Similarly, your spiritual struggles are not for casual conversation or the judgment of those who lack discernment. To share your deepest pains with the uncomprehending may lead to misunderstanding or betrayal. Even well-meaning individuals may offer misguided advice or fail to grasp the spiritual depth of your trials. Bring these struggles to God in prayer, where his grace and wisdom can provide comfort and resolution. Trust that in his timing, the fruit of these battles will be revealed as a testimony to his faithfulness. 3. The extent of your spiritual gifts. Spiritual gifts are divine endowments given by God to edify his body and glorify his name. Whether your gift is teaching, healing, prophecy, or another manifestation of the Spirit, it is not for self-promotion but for humble service. To flaunt these gifts is to risk turning them into objects of pride or competition, which dishonors the giver. The Apostle Paul reminds us that spiritual gifts are to build up the church, not elevate the individual. He cautioned the Corinthians against rivalry and division, urging them to exercise their gifts in love. When used with humility, your gift becomes a conduit for God's power, transforming lives and pointing others to Christ. Not everyone will understand or appreciate the gifts God has given you. Some may respond with envy or skepticism, while others may attempt to diminish their significance. Exercise discretion and seek God's guidance in how and when to use your gifts. Let your fruit speak for itself, and let all glory be directed to God. 4. Your God-given visions and dreams. Visions and dreams from God are glimpses of his divine plan, entrusted to those he has called. These revelations carry a weight of purpose and destiny, yet they are not always meant for immediate disclosure. The story of Joseph serves as a cautionary to Lehi's premature sharing of his dreams, provoked jealousy and betrayal from his brothers. God's timing is perfect. Sharing a vision too soon or with the wrong audience can invite unnecessary opposition or misunderstanding. The enemy seeks to thwart God's plans, and revealing your aspirations prematurely may give him an advantage. Nurture your visions in prayer, allowing them to grow and take root before unveiling them to those who are spiritually mature and supportive. Like Mary, treasure these revelations in your heart, pondering them in the secret place. Trust that God will fulfill his plans in his time, and let your obedience and faithfulness prepare the way for their manifestation. 5. Your personal weaknesses. Our weaknesses are reminders of our dependence on God's grace. The Apostle Paul spoke of his thorn in the flesh, a weakness that kept him humble and reliant on God's strength. In our frailty, God's power is made perfect, turning our limitations into testimonies of his glory. However, sharing our weaknesses indiscriminately can lead to exploitation or misunderstanding. The world often views vulnerability as a liability, and the enemy seeks to use our struggles against us. Be discerning about whom you confide in, ensuring they are spiritually mature and trustworthy. Bring your weaknesses to God in prayer, where his grace can transform them into sources of strength. In his hands, our failings become victories, and our struggles become platforms for his power. Trust in his sufficiency, for in our weakest moments his grace shines brightest. Guarding the holy treasures. As chosen vessels of God, we are stewards of divine mysteries. The world cannot comprehend the sacredness of our journey, but Christ sees and knows all. Let us walk in wisdom and discretion, guarding our hearts and protecting the treasures he has entrusted to us. In all things, seek his guidance and let his glory be revealed through your faithful stewardship.